Welcome back, folks. We do apologise for the kind of length of delay. We had tonight planned out, but sometimes the best laid plans don't work out right. And with the internet issues inside the caves themselves, Joe's been doing her best to get footage and get it uploaded and what have you. So, but we are here slightly late, and you have everybody's humblest apologies for that. So Joe has sent us a bit of footage. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the footage, and then Joe's going to talk us through it.
Going down the many steps to the bottom of what is just short of 60 feet below ground level. Oh, I've got flickering lights. There's quite a few bats, and as you can see, the steps are pretty wet and pretty treacherous. Okay. Wow, this is just absolutely amazing down here. Absolutely amazing. Thousands, and I'm literally only maybe halfway down the steps. You can see the spooky. I've got a spooky flashing light going on. This is where the bats like to live up there. Look, and we've come down that far already. There's a little bit more to go. A little bit more to go. And then we are into the caves. I'm going to send you another video because I'm going to walk a little bit further. Okay, I'm crouching down now. It's getting lower and lower. This place is absolutely phenomenal. I literally can't tell you just how phenomenal it is. Now I've just clocked, you might have clocked as well, that there's a bench here. So when I probably do my half an hour alone, maybe I'll sit right here on a bench. So taking tours, we kind of don't really have to worry much. Some stalactite porn there for old Forrest.
Thought you'd like that.
Look at this. Just look at that. Oh. And obviously fossils that have been found. And it goes further and further. Can't actually believe I'm doing this by my fucking self. Welcome to the Twins. A pleasure to meet you. I, Sally the Sharktooth. Did you know the caves were first discovered by lead miners? Although they didn't find any lead, they found natural caverns as you see today. And this is, I'm not quite sure the story behind that guy. I don't really know who. But yeah, it goes on a little bit more, but I'm getting the fuck out of here because I'm already shitting bricks. Okay, so I will film myself walking back out just in case.
Apologies, my language.
Yeah, happens. We've got it
I didn't actually realise I've gone as far as
the butcher
alone.
shop. Oh, check that out. Okay, just go in all the way along.
Yeah. I sent these videos in our team chat.
Way out.
And yeah, so again, massive apologies for my my colourful language there. I felt absolutely fine, and then I got the heebie-jeebies and thought, I'm actually gone all this way, and I am alone. Oh my God! And it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was kind of like, okay, time to go now.
It's quite enclosed as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. There's not a lot of places to run if you were to need to. Yeah. So yeah, if I've offended anybody with my choice of colour language, I do apologise. But you've got to be there. You've got to feel it to understand where it comes from. So there is a few stories that are connected to the caves that 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 are quite relevant when you watch the 30, I think it's that 35-minute footage that we've just posted. So there was a few things we're going to talk about kind of inside the caves first. Now, the caves, like we say, go back so long, millions and millions of years. Did I remember to change my underwear, Joe? I've got spares in the car, Zoe. I've got spares in the car. I haven't got to the scary bit yet. Oh, okay, moving on. So there's a couple of stories. So in 1921, the caves are connected to a chap called Christopher Long. He was only 23 when he died. Now, in the video footage that I've got, you'll see there's a few words that are quite crucial what come through on our app, on our Spirit app, to this chap, Christopher Long. He was training to be a doctor. And in 1921, chloroform was used for so many different purposes. And he was fond of using chloroform. He got kind of involved in a relationship that he shouldn't have got involved in while he was here at Stump Cross. He discovered what is now the Mystery Lake, and nobody has ever found it. But apparently it's big enough that you could have gondolas on. So under all that labyrinth of limestone, there is a huge hidden lake under the moors. Only he knew where it was. And he got himself into a bit of trouble with a girl, and they had an affair. And he was told if he ever came back to Stump Cross, he would be shot. Now you will hear in the footage that we recorded, there's the words of gun, dangerous medicine. All that comes from when I do the investigation. He obviously got wind that he was going to be shot if he didn't leave. He didn't want anybody else to find this lake. He blocked it off, sealed it. He died at 23. And nobody, not even Lisa and Nick, know now. And the people that come caving from all over the world come here, can find this lake. It's absolute mystery, but we know it exists somewhere. So he was quite relevant to a lot of stuff that come through. There was also he would take children down into the caves and keep them there for hours and hours and hours until they had found some kind of form of treasure, to which could be of any value. Don't forget, it's 1921. It was, legal to send your three-year-old up a chimney or whatever. So these poor children that were taken down to these caves in the dark by an oil lamp to search for what they had no idea they were looking for. The spirit box picks up on slaves crying, and there's part of it where I squeeze through. Well, you'll see it, and it's quite comical. I'm hoping when I gave the phone to Lucy, she didn't record me squeezing through this tiny hole behind the mesh, because I went off limits, and I literally felt like someone was sitting on my chest. I felt like someone was hugging me. When you get that really tight hug and their arms cross kind of across your back and pull you so close. It felt like that, like I was struggling to breathe, a really, really tight chest.
Right.
Yeah, it was a really bizarre feeling. It didn't unnerve me, but it made me feel like oxygen was dropping. It was becoming heavy. The air was getting incredibly heavy. And then as soon as I come out, it's called Reindeer Cavern. As soon as I come out of there, I felt absolutely fine. And there was actual reindeer bones on the floor that had been found there. I questioned this to Lisa, and I said, Reindeer Cavern, why call it Reindeer Cavern? Your reindeers couldn't have lived down here. And she said, no, because in the Ice Age, their bones have washed through. So they've washed through the solitude of the moor and ended up found in these caves.
Yeah.
So that was something else. So then old Christopher Long decided that he'd had enough. He was selling up the caves. So in 1926, he sold this labyrinth of limestone to a chap called Septimus Ray. Now, Septimus Ray had a kind of like, not quite a theme park. He had a place called Haitian Gardens, and he bought these caves for just £400. It was 1926. He bought them for just £400, and he literally bought them as a business sideline, as to run along as a tourist attraction. So that's where it kind of really stemmed from, to become a tourist attraction. And it didn't look anything, as beautiful as it does now. Back then, it was literally a small car park, a shed, and a set of steps, very unsafe steps. So yeah, he let his son Harry run them for him, because he was obviously busy doing whatever he was doing. There's also a guy called George Gill that's related closely to the caves, and the kind of as close as these guys have got to a paranormal investigation is many years ago, before Lisa and Nick owned it. He did a Ouija board down there and vowed he would never do a Ouija board down there again. Nobody knows why.
You should do one.
Yeah. We are going to be doing a Ouija board down there. But yeah, absolutely. But he vowed he never would. Whether it was because he just didn't know what he was doing, which is sadly the case for a lot of people and a lot of teams that go out doing these things. They don't know what they're doing, and they're quite inexperienced. And it's been reported like the smell of tobacco being down there. I didn't smell it on this occasion. Whether I smell it when I go back down alone, I'm not sure. But I've got a kind of a thing to ask you on that anyway. As a team, I've got a couple of options for you, but I'll come back to those. Okay. There's also a guy. This is really something else. It's so hard to take a picture because it's blocked off by kind of. It does look like when you see like an old mine on like a Western film, and it's blocked off with like the slats of wood and the padlock. There was an area in there that it looks exactly like that, and that's blocked off for a reason. That it leases a whole new tunnel of caves, and a chap called Jeff Workman went down there, and he stayed down there alone for 105 days.
I remember you told me that one, Joe. I remember you told me about that before.
Yeah. So this guy, he went down. He stayed totally alone for 105 days. Now Lisa says that caves are used in the training for people that work with NASA, because it puts you into a state of disillusion, and it changes your mindset. You don't know what day it is. You don't know what time it is. It's dark. It's always dark. No sunrise, no sunset. And still today that's used. And that's one of the reasons why, one of the reasons why he did this was to understand this disillusional mindset.
Right.
But sadly, we can't talk to Jeff because he's passed. But we could talk to Jeff, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Absolutely. So that's just a few, a few of the names that pop up that are quite relevant, and the stories that are quite relevant to down below. Up here, I'm sitting at the way to the toilets. I get all the wonderful places. So I'm sitting to the entrance down here to the toilets. Now the toilets, I said that the doors in the toilets will open and they will close, but yet there's nobody else in the toilets apart from me or you. There's nobody else in there. You're in there alone. And also the kitchen, a few things. I think there's been a few incidents with a knife that's moved by itself. And then there's the cellar. Now, this is what I wanted to ask you guys your opinion on, was to what you think I should do. Now, the cellar, Nick, he owns them alongside Lisa, woke up one morning, they were opening up before all this coronavirus, they were opening up the caves. He went to unlock the cellar. He unlocked the big, like a big padlock at the top, undid the bolt, pushed the door wouldn't open. He thought that's a bit strange. Maybe, it's an old wooden door. He kind of rattled the door a little bit and pushed it again, and it still wouldn't open. So he gave it everything he got behind this door and really oifed it, to which he heard the sound of like a chair scraping across the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Managed to get inside the cellar, he'd seen that the door had been wedged shut with a chair.
Wow.
There is no windows, and there is one door. And that was the door that was wedged shut, and there was nobody inside the cellar. So who wedged that door shut?
Mm.
Ooh. So there's also
question.
the caretaker. It was a busy, kind of, because when this place is, open, it's busy, and it's hive, and it's everybody's on jobs. And the caretaker goes off and nobody's seen him for a little while, and they're thinking he's on the job somewhere. And then the phone rings. And Lisa has a thing about if it's the office phone, you've got to ring it, it's business, you need to answer it quickly. Rushes to the phone, answers it. And he's like, Lisa? She's like, yes. He went, can you let me out? She's like, well, where are you? I'm locked in the cellar.
No way.
Absolutely.
So what time are you going in there?
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. I think we should do maybe a little bit of an internet. Nick's just scared the living. I nearly said a really, really bad word then. There's some windows.
It's after 9 o'clock.
I'll just show you where I'm sat. So I'm sat here. These windows are directly in front. And I just see this figure walk past the window. Whoa. So, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, whoa, back in the room. Feeling a little unnerved. Okay. So what I was going to say, maybe we could check out the internet connection and I go live from being shut in the cellar with a little bit of calling out and the ghost app. Maybe I do the cellar instead of the cave.
What do you guys think on chat?
Right.
So
maybe let's put it
in chat. Should Joe go in the cellar?
Well, why do we want the chat side?
The chat.
Where do we send it?
Yeah. So just as people are kind of voting in, and I can't see any of these comments, and I'm not sure I want to be fair, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the bar guest, or also known as a guy trash. Now, outside on this lonely moor, I'd love to go outside, but I keep losing internet signal, so I daren't. The curlew call is absolutely phenomenal. It's making sounds like a minor bird in the jungle, so I will give it a go. But at the minute, I'm going to tell you this story. The bar guest, or the guy trash. Cellar. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Andy. The bar guest, or a guy trash, is seen to be a black dog, a jet black dog around the size of a German Shepherd, skinny and scrawny, quite a malnourished looking dog. Except one thing that makes him massively different to being just a stray dog is his eyes. His eyes are glowing red, flamed eyes. Now, this dog has had grown men running screaming off the moor, because if you see the guy trash, it's a sign of sudden death. If you see the guy trash, you do need to run for your life, and you need to run fast, because the guy trash only means one thing: you're not waking up in the morning. So a guy trash is said to roam these very moors just outside where we are. So no wonder the curlews are calling the way they are if there's a hungry black dog searching for a soul. So yeah, there is so much going on up here. So much going on. It really is something else. So yeah.
So that's quite scary. So what we'll do is I'm going to go through some comments that are in the chat just now.
Okay, let's do it.
And then
okay, so
2 seconds, guys. Right, there you go. You have my phone back.
So why is it went all quiet?
We're waiting for you to talk.
Angela says, good evening. Zoe Curtis is in. Frankie GP, Maureen Mobridge, Shelley's in the chat now. Andy Murphy's here. Gemma Louise Adams. Jamie Williams. So some of the comments are Maureen Mowbridge is probably, I'm assuming she's talking about the guy that lived in the cellar for 107 days that someone supplied him with food, etc.
He took his own food. He kind of did it off the rations, you know, like as if you would do like off a camping stove. He took everything that he needed. Nobody supplied him for anything. He did everything solely. He lived by himself for 105 days and took what he needed to take down.
Wow.
I think you gave Zoe a little bit of a fright. She's sitting heart racing at home on her sofa.
Zoe, we're looking to see your name. When we release these tour dates, we're looking for your name.
Frankie said that it wouldn't go alone.
Into the cave.
Oh, woofers.
My mother said that she would for peace.
Oh, it is very peaceful. It is very peaceful. There is, yeah. However, I brought my kids down here as well because it's an amazing tourist attraction. I brought my kids down here. And we did caves in the dark with nothing but UV torches. Now that really was cool. Yeah, could I have run off and left them in another direction? Absolutely. But no, we all had a lovely time.
And lots of people have voted for you to be in the cellar.
So, Joe, we've got the footage uploaded of your investigation in 20 minutes. So, you just want to play that now? Because obviously you're going to do a live investigation after this, so I'm thinking we play that there now. I know the live will drag on a wee bit. It's entirely up to you guys and the team. If you want to play that just now, I'll leave it on the Facebook page, and then we'll reveal where Joe is going.
Well, what we could do is, because I'm just going to have a drink and go to the toilet. Now I don't need to change my pants just yet. I'll have a drink, go to the toilet, and if you guys want to watch it, and then any questions or anything like that you want to ask, maybe pop in the chat or something something like that for me to catch up on. But yeah, I just need to go to the loo, the haunted loo, by the way. I'm going to go to the haunted loo, and I'm not going to film that. I won't be live in the loo. Yeah. And then you guys can watch because I think it's about 35 minutes footage of me down there, and then that should take us roughly to about half. If we go, yeah, and then 10:30. Tell me where you want me to go.
I think the decision has been made already. To be honest,
you're going to the cellar.
Oh man, really?
Yay!
Oh, okay. Okay.
Check the signal in the same time. So we'll let Joe go. We'll let Joe go and go and do, what she has to do. And we'll carry on here with the video. And any questions, folks, just put them on the Facebook page or put them in the chat, and Joe will get back to you. Yeah. And then after this live, we'll get back to Joe, and we'll post on when she's going live in the cellar. Should be hopefully about 10:30. She'll be live in the cellar. So we'll let you go, Joe, and do your bits and pieces. Thank you. Now.
Cheers, guys. No worries. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. This is footage that Joe recorded when she was down in the caves, and we've just managed to get it. We've just received it, and we've just managed to upload it because of signals and what have you. So we're going to just play it for you just now. We've not seen this either. So this is the first time we're watching this as well.
Okay, so hi once again, everybody. You might have seen this bench and this little area from our first or second video that was posted. We are going to conduct the very first paranormal investigation here at Stump Cross Caverns. We're just looking for a nice eerie spot. Watching your heads because it's very low, very, very low indeed. It's surprisingly warm down here. I feel it's surprisingly warm. Whether I'm not sure it's something I'm picking up on or maybe nerves perhaps, but I'm feeling incredibly warm, to be fair. So I'm feeling that we're drawn to probably go maybe this way. And I'll find a nice kind of area through all these tunnels. So just talk you through a little bit of the equipment that I'm going to be using. Internet signal and things is not reliable, so you'll be able to rule or debunk anything like that. I am going to use an app which works exactly the same as a spirit box. We're going as deep down and dark as we can, by the way, guys. I'm going to use an app on my phone, and I'm going to be using a good old trusty K2. Okay. So we're gonna probably go with here, I think. I'll just show you what's the other side of this mesh. So we're going to do something here. Okay, so I'm going to turn my camera around so you get to see my lovely face. So like I say, we're just going to be using an app on the phone and the K2 bright lights. I'm going to place the K2 away from my phone for the simple reason, as anybody knows, when it comes closer to the phone, it's going to set the lights off because it picks up on the electric field. So let's place it down here somewhere. Okay. Are you okay to, yeah, Lucy's just doing the app for me. Okay. Oh, okay, so straight away, before we've even called out anything, we have a name come through of a Catherine and a niece. So Catherine was somebody's niece. Whether she's relevant to the cave, I'm not sure. So what happens is that the app that we're using, it works exactly the same as a ghost box or a spirit box. It races through all of the white noise, the radio channels, the radio stations, anything else it can pick up on. But it also picks up on kind of the high frequency, so words that really stand out, such as Catherine and niece. It's absolutely connected to nothing Lucy is holding again. It is literally just her phone in her hand. Oh, and we've got maybe. No, absolutely 100% certain it's not connected to anything apart from Lucy. So all we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of calling out here, and then we're going to probably change to a different location. So, are we ready?
Uncomfortable, Ethan. Annoying.
Just like that. Something's very... Yes, just like that. Okay, right, wow. Woo. Here we go. So... if there's anybody here with us... Christopher. Lisa's just looked at me incredibly shocked at that name, and you are about to find out why when we go upstairs and I tell you a few spooky tales. Can you please give us a sign that you're here? There's some lights. Ethan. There's some lights on the floor. Watching. There's some lights on the floor. Can you maybe change those lights?
Elderly.
Are you an elderly person?
Am I dead? Yes. Camera.
There is a camera. Yes, I have a camera in my hand. In the kitchen. Oh, I'm getting a big nod there. Behind you. You want to see what's behind me? There is a dark. Hello. Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you? Like we say, sometimes it can just randomly pick up on a bit of rubbish, but the questions that we ask, if it gives us answers to those questions, it's what we're going to be focusing on. If there's anybody here, can you make this sound? It's watching. Watching in sin. Okay. Can you make this sound? Phone. There is a phone. And I'm getting a nod for there is a gun. Okay, not that any of us have a gun, by the way, even though it would be a perfect plot for a murder, you know, below the ground. Okay. What should you do? Talk to us. Day. Always. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll probably just give it a couple more minutes with the spirit box. And then we'll do a little bit of the quiet listening sounds, because some of the sounds you hear are quite eerie in themselves. Do you dislike me being here?
Never.
That's nice. Do you dislike being here? Can you tell me what your name is?
Drowned.
Did you drown down here?
Closet. Mother.
Oh, so
Where?
it's where? That's the thing. We don't really know where this lake is that perhaps somebody drowned in. But when we come to back upstairs, we'll tell you a little bit more about the lake. Are you happy that we're here? Hell?
There is part, the cave, part of the cave is called Hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's underwater. That's the reason it's called Hell.
Oh, okay. So Lisa's just said then that there is a part of the cave which is called Hell. Alexis. And the part of the cave... She's going crazy.
John said that's where he's going to look next. There's a place near Hell that he's going to look for the lake.
Oh, okay.
He showed me the map the other day.
Right.
Sure.
Sure.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. Are you alone down here? Did you drown down here?
Bloody. Gone.
Oh, we've had that twice now.
I'm close.
If you're that close, can you touch one of us? Lisa just turned around incredibly spooked out.
Watching you.
Watching you. That's good. That's good. Boat.
Oh, they said that there's boats on the lake. So, well, you know, Jeff said that they could put boats on the lake.
Funny.
Yeah, well, he was joking. He was joking about it. He said it's big enough to put boats on the lake.
Screen.
A screen. Is it maybe the screen? Does that mean that it's blocked off with a screen?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, he locked it up.
Sin.
Yeah, and he
Closet.
did a sin. It was in the closet, wasn't it? And that's why he had to leave.
Of course, because he's having the yeah.
He was totally
A basement. Well, a basement could be quite relevant because we are down, down, down. We are what would be the basement of your
He was told
house
if he came back, he'd be shot.
with a gun.
Gun, there's a gun.
What?
Anna.
Anna.
Who's Alan?
I had to get somebody with.
So we're just going to turn the spirit box off and just
Satan.
lovely. Satan, who is he? And a slave. Ah. Oh, okay. Okay. There's those words there that this is just generating since I've said we're going to turn it off. Maybe we won't, because they're all massively relevant to a couple of stories that I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it
Slave.
on. Slave.
You can go in there if you want.
Thomas.
Oh, around this side. Oh, we're going to go into here. Eugene. Oh, I'm going to squeeze in there, okay. I don't know if I'll get my bottom through here. No.
I did it. Sort of moved that way as well.
Guilty. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely guilty. Guilty of eating too much chocolate during lockdown. Okay, if anybody could see what I was doing now, it would be quite a interesting live. But I'm through, just about. Okay. And there's me worried about garden hopping for bad guys in Bradford. Hey, what have I got to worry about? Wow, okay.
I'm close.
Lovely. And I'm by myself. David. Okay, so Lucy, I'm just going to ask you to turn that off just for a minute. And I'm just going to stand in here and do a little bit of calling out and see if we can hear anything or feel anything. My chest feels incredibly tight. I don't suffer from claustrophobia or anything like that. If anything, it's absolutely beautiful down here. And for anybody that, you know, would feel that kind of way, this feels different. This feels like something's sitting on my chest. Is there anybody else in here with me? Could you make a noise? Could you tap something? I'm being drawn to go up here. Could you make a noise? Knock on the rock. There was just a noise. I'm not sure if it was just me, but there was a large kind of. But I'm not sure if it was just a big drip from inside there. There is a lot of funny noises coming from inside there. Oh, no, that wasn't a funny noise. That was someone. That was part of the team talking behind me. Don't worry. Oh. The lone question: is there anybody there? Could you again copy this noise? Can you throw something? Preferably not at me. Okay. Again, I still feel really bizarre in here. Not uncomfortable, but like, you know, like someone's giving you a hug and it's so tight and it's a kind of across your shoulder blades and onto your chest. It feels like that. Okay, so we're going to go to a different part of the cave and do a little bit more of this. I am just going to pass my phone to Lucy and hope that she doesn't film me trying to squeeze out of quite a small hole. If anybody knows me, I'm not the smallest of people, so this makes good viewing in itself. don't even think about it. She's laughing as if to say, do you know what? She'll use it against me. I have a new pair of trainers where I'll post you filming squeezing for a tiny hole. Just like that. And bizarrely that feeling's gone now in my chest. Completely gone. Completely gone. Okay, so let's move on to somewhere else. Is there anywhere else you'd like us to... Do you want to lead, Lisa? We shall follow.
There's a bigger gap for the next one, don't there?
Okay. Well, it feels colder here than it did in there. Bob down, watch your head. That is wary. Make sure if you book on any of our tours that we have to tell you if you're about 3 foot, you're absolutely fine. Anything over that, for some of it you will be all the jewel box. So I'll show you in there. Ooh. And I've lost them. I would like to say not a place that you'd want to be if you were alone, but I'm going to be alone in here. Oh, it's got very dark. Oh, head. Wow, we really are going somewhere. The Fairy Palace. So you can see perhaps on that, it's not, I wouldn't say it's very cold. Not cold enough to be where we are anyway. It feels quite warm. So I think this fits our description of a labyrinth of limestone caves incredibly well. We're going up some really dark stairs. No climbing. Oh wow, look at this. Look at this.
So this is bigger.
Oh yeah, that's almost a doorway.
Yeah. The rocks and lumps now here.
Okay.
I can turn the lights out on you if you want. And then just put them back on again, gently.
Yeah, let's do it.
How do you like
Okay.
this?
I'd like that, like, take that, just one step over here.
Yeah, just again because I lose it the other side. But this is quite strong. Hold on to it.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I've just got to show you guys this before I do any kind of investigation. Turn it this way. Just put that there. Get rid of the K2. So this is what's known as Reindeer Cavern. Is there any certain reason, Lisa, it has that name, or?
You see those bones on the floor down there? Just there.
Just here?
No, just behind you. Just
Oh.
there. Yeah. So
Oh, yes.
Reindeer bones. So reindeer bones are found in there, which is why it's reindeer.
Oh, I'm just trying to adjust my kind of... Can't zoom in. Oh, super steady is on. Oh, Lucy, you've turned super steady on. Maybe actually, no, I was going to try and climb over something. Oh, so there is actual... Oh, okay. Wow. What were they fed on?
So they think that there's been wolverine bones, bison bones, reindeer bones, and I think what happened is with the Ice Age they got washed in.
Oh, okay.
But they don't think they did there's nothing to feed on.
No.
But they think they got dropped in with the shafts or washed in with the water.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So you can go wherever you like, Joe. If you want to go a bit further on, you can. Or...
Okay, so I will take the K2 and I will go quite far in. Maybe we'll do a little bit of calling out with the lights on, and then we'll do a little bit of calling out with the lights off. And obviously I won't be alone in here because you guys are up there. It's a bit of a practice run. See how much of a baby I'm going to be later. Okay, again. Lucy, do you want to turn your app on? Yeah. And you can keep that over there. And obviously I'll take the K2 and put the K2 somewhere away from me. Okay. Wow. Come on, guys, we've got to save the cave. This is something else. So the K2 is there on that rock. And I will stand. Let's stand here, it's a bit flatter. Okay, and the guys are over there. What did it say? Happy. Yeah, do you know it does? Feels totally different to being in that other one. Yeah, that felt really, really odd. Lisa.
What is your name?
Yeah. Drown again. Okay. So she's already... It feels like we are, yeah, because it's kind of a dark, cold-ish place. Okay, so this now we're going to do again the same, a little bit of calling out with the lights on, then we're going to do the lights off and see what we get. Leave here? Not yet. I'm not going to go anywhere yet. If there's any spirits here with us, we mean you no harm. We come here with complete respect for you. If anything, we want to know your story, know what happened to you. Help you if we can. Did it say crying? Yeah. If you're upset, tell us why. Just repeat back to me what it says. We want to see you too.
Cold.
I'm not cold, I'm all right. Okay, let's do it. Let's do the lights off. Let's do the lights off. More than likely. So I am now here with the lights off. There's other people here with me. It said what? Oh, that's nice. Rude. No, thank you. He wants to kill. That light is Can anybody else?
Yes.
That light wasn't flickering when all the lights were on. But it's flickering now. If that's you that's flickering the light, can you make it lighter? Soldier. That's also massively relevant. If that's you that's flickering the light, could you turn it off or could you make it brighter? If you're attracted to lights, there's a green light on the floor just down there. Can you make it flash? Could you take those green lights up to red? Did you feel doom when you were down here? Maybe you were down here against your will. Maybe you chose to come down here. Did you dislike being down here? Oh, we've got a big sigh. I think Lisa's give us a big sigh for those 3 words. Dislike, sister, and here. Sarah. Could you perhaps copy this noise? Could you drop a stone, make a loud noise? What's it saying?
Dangerous medicine and no to you when you said that.
Dangerous medicine, then I asked it to make a noise and it said no.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, and I think, Lisa, you might agree with me on this one, that chloroform would definitely have been a dangerous medicine.
Yeah, definitely.
What should I do?
Talk to me. A chair in the cellar.
The cellar door was
Wedged shut with a chair, absolutely. Was that you that did that?
Why are you here?
To talk to you. You're happy being here? Or did being here make you happy? Are you still happy? Behind me, there's just, you guys will struggle to see it, but it's just a wall, it's blocked off, it's closed. However, behind those guys is a set of stairs. Is that a yes to you are happy? Is that yes to you affecting that light over there? The light that's flickering as if something's in front of it. Would you like me to leave here? Shall I go? There's a shop upstairs. That light's going wild. Can you see that light? Is there something hidden? That's just it, red light scanning through. Okay. Let's have the lights back on, perhaps, guys. Yeah, all of a sudden it does feel a little uncomfortable. I ask for the lights on and it tells me I'm uncomfortable. Quite possibly so. A doctor. Doctor is incredibly relevant as to his dangerous medicine. Oh, I see you too. And that's quite strange because I'm not sure if it was just my eyes, but I've just had a big green orb come across when the light was on blue. Or it might actually be a reflection, lens flare. Yes, me. Okay. So we are pretty much almost at the end of our it doesn't. Did it say no when I said at the end? Yeah. At the end of our investigation, just of this part here, I am going to go outside and go a live one as well, and see if any of the spirits of the beings that roam the moors would like to talk to us. But you would be if you were on the moor, possibly. Or maybe if something is lost, maybe you could help us find it. So I'm just going to ask Lucy to turn it off. I'm just going to say thank you if that was you that was affecting that light, which now, as you could probably see, isn't flickering at all. I'd like to thank you if it was you that came through with the names of the people or of the places, if that was you. We thank you for that as well. We mean you no harm and come to you with complete respect. Goodbye. Only for now. Okay, so guys, what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch this off, I'm going to go back upstairs and I'm going to take you outside. But just let me very quickly show you how beautiful this is, and you really can just do what you feel is a little bit is a massive amount to us by help to #save the cave, even just to share on Facebook of any of the pledges. There's got some up and coming raffles, we've got some amazing stuff as well as the beautiful camper van. If you can share it, that would be greatly appreciated too. The hours are ticking away very quickly, I think we're on to perhaps maybe 3 hours now. So thank you very much. Goodbye.
Wow.
Well, that was good.
Was.
That's the first time we've seen it as well, and pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I had quite a few comments in the chat as well, particularly through Zoe's mentioned the guy Jonathan or Johnny. She says, I think Joe's gave her a bit of a threat because she says she's not going to sleep tonight. Andy Murphy has sent me 2 screenshots of images that he's seen. So after I finish tonight, I'm going to get them up on the Facebook page. The video will be up on Facebook and on the YouTube channel for you to get back and have a look and slow it down or pause it. You know, whatever you want to do to listen, but there was quite a few. Sorry, Zoe. You know.
It was really good. I was actually getting like stomach churning watching that. It was weird. It was like butterfly.
They said Sarah. I'm Sarah. Better not been talking about me.
Ah,
It was really good.
I was watching that backstage and I'm gobsmacked at some of the words that were coming through that.
It was so relevant. So even like she was said, "Do you want me to leave here? Goodbye."
Yeah.
And the same words coming through as well.
I'm quite stunned by it. No scared, just quite stunned. You know, obviously it's quite an active place. You know, but as Joe said at the end of that video, they are in a wee bit of trouble staying afloat. So it was a #save the cave. Go in there, try and help them out. As I said, we said in the first video, we're going to be doing a marathon live. A 48-hour live between the 4 teams or various guests, past and present, and a couple of fun things on it. And any money raised from it is going to go to the caverns to try and help them stay open during what's probably been a really, really rough time for them. But just to answer Frankie's question earlier on, we've been lucky enough to secure with the caverns an 18-month contract which makes it exclusive to Paranormal History, who will be conducting the tours in it and any investigations. No other paranormal team will be allowed in it except ourselves. So for details of tours and that, we are working on the web page. And as soon as that's ready, we'll post it on Facebook. You can go and have a look and book a tour with Joe, or we'll be going down as well. Also, after restrictions ease, we'll be heading down there as well to do the tours and do some investigations with the rest of these ladies that you see on the screen. But we want to pop your comments into the chat, what you thought of the video, any names you might have picked up, etc. Just like Zoe did, Andy did as well. I don't know, what did you think of it, girls?
Really good.
I was stunned.
I'm
I was
just jealous.
stunned. I know. I mean, the structure inside is so. Oh God, there is hundreds of words I could describe it. It was just
mesmerising.
Aye, there's so many different bits and all the different faces you could pick out through all the kind of the limestone as it kind of forms all these different formations. That is just the one side of it. The atmosphere with all the kind of different kind of lights down there, it must just be fantastic. Just to be even a tourist, but to go and do an investigation down there, especially with the evidence that Joe's just picked up on the spirit box. Oh, just amazing.
The ghost tube. It was very relevant as well, though. Like the names that were coming through and the certain words like gun and things. It was all very relevant. Yeah. In water, drowned. There was a lake there that nobody knows where the lake is.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. And what Joe said earlier about this is some stalagmite born for forest, because I was chatting about the caves. Just caves! I just want to lick the stalagmites. So I absolutely love caves. I just think they're, like you say, mesmerising, aren't they? They're just amazing places to be. The power and the energy down there must be amazing.
Definitely. There is a cave up in the top of Scotland, on the top edge of Scotland, near Durness, and it's called Smooth Cave. And you can actually, it's just the same as that, although it's no kitted out as well as that kind of touristy bit. But that does have the boat that actually can go through and take you through the underground tunnels.
Nice.
So that is quite fascinating. And that the tunnels just remind me of that so much. But
so we just want to jump in the car now and go down.
It was quite good as well that it was instant. As soon as she went in, and as soon as the app was turned on, it was like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Showed you links all over the video. Frankie says when Joe whistled, I heard a whistle back just slightly. So also we're going to, looking at it again and again probably. And it's amazing when you pick up the second or third time around watching something, you don't actually hear the first time. It's when you watch it back and back, then you start to realise the whistles or noises or whatever that you totally miss. So we'll be also watching it back. But we're going to go just now. We'll be back in about 20 minutes when I think the vote was for the cellar. Is that right?
Yep.
Woohoo!
Joe will be heading to the cellar for you. So gives us time. We go put the kettle on, cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever you want to do. We should be back in about 20 minutes, and we'll kick Joe into, not physically, but we'll put her in the cellar and see what happens.
See if she gets locked in.
See if the app brings up as relevant a words in the cellar as it did
in the caves.
Well, you'll be only on here. So we see you in about 20 minutes, folks. So thanks for coming in.
Exclusive.
Talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye.